Hello, today we're going to be solving and graphing inequalities. So solving inequalities is a lot like solving an equation. There's a couple big differences. First of all, notice that instead of an equal sign, we have one of our inequality signs. I have the names of all these inequality signs and what they mean in your notes. The other big difference is when you go to solve, if at any point in time you divide everything by a negative number, you need to flip your inequality sign around. So if it starts as a less than, it's going to turn into a greater than, etc. I'll show you that when we get there. The other little thing that we need to worry about here is when we solve these, we also graph our solution. We're not going to get just one solution like x equals 1. Technically, your solutions are a solution set or a whole range of numbers that will work for the inequality. And so we typically make a number line graph with these, and I'll show you how to do that when we get there. Let's go ahead and start out. To start out, it is just like solving a regular equation. So pretending like this is an equal sign just for a second. If I wanted to solve this, the first thing I need to do is combine these like terms. Negative 8 plus 6x gives me negative 2x. My inequality greater than or equal to stays the same, and the 10 stays the same. From here, I need to divide by the number in front of x. So I get x over here. 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. Now, we divided, by a negative number. When we divide by a negative number, we have to flip our inequality sign around, make it reverse the other way. So instead of a greater than or equal to, I'm going to turn that around and make it a less than or equal to. So our solution set is x is less than or equal to negative 5. The way that we do this is we make a number line. When you're doing your homework on your own, I am happy if you just have a number line with whatever number you see in the inequality in the middle. You don't have to write any other numbers. I like to write another, that is not the right number. I like to write another number or two just to kind of give a sense of what direction we're heading in. On each side. Okay. To make our graph, we go to that number on the number line, so I have negative 5 here. Go to negative 5 on the number line and put a circle there. Since it's an inequality with an equal to, less than or equal to, it's going to be a filled in or closed circle. So fill that circle in, and then we shade depending on where the other values that work. We're looking for all values of x that are less than or equal to negative 5, so it includes negative 5, but also anything less than that, so we shade to the left. The nice thing about this is as long as you have your variable first, then your number with the inequality sign in the middle, the inequality is pointing in the direction you need to shade. Let's try a few more. So once again here, we need to start by combining like terms. Negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12. Minus 5p stays the same. Everything else stays the same. From here, I need to get p completely by itself. So I need to add 12 to both sides. I get negative 5p less than or equal to 35. And then to finish this off, I need to divide by the number that's in front of p. The number that's in front of p is a negative number, so I need to flip my inequality sign around. So I end up with p. This turns around and becomes greater than or equal to negative 7. Let's make our number line. So bare minimum, I want to see negative 7 in there. If you want to include some other numbers, you can. You do not need to make a very detailed, very long number line. Since it is a greater than or equal to, we're going to, first of all, we need to go to negative 7 on our number line. Greater than or equal to, we used a closed circle because negative 7 is included. And then if I'm looking for values of x that are greater than or equal to negative 7, I shade to the right. It might seem a little backwards because we're dealing with negative numbers, but then again, remember the closer we get to 0, the bigger the numbers are actually getting when you're dealing with negatives. A couple more just to make sure we really got it. This one right here, I need to combine my like terms. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4m. And then I need to divide by the number in front of m. Once again, I've divided by a negative. My inequality sign, I already messed that up. My inequality sign, I divided by a negative, flips around. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is positive 1. So I get m is greater than positive 1. Let's make our graph. I put a circle on 1. It's a regular greater than, regular greater than, regular less than. We use an open circle so we don't fill it in. That 1 is not technically included in our answer. And then greater than 1 means I need to shade to the right, like that. Alrighty. Last but not least, I'm actually going to change this problem a little bit. That'll work nicely. Okay, so last but not least. Again, if we have like terms combined, we're going to start with that. This becomes 8n. The negative 3 stays the same. I need to undo my addition or subtraction. So to undo minus 3, I add 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then last but not least, I divide by the number in front of n. So I get just n here. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Since I divided by a positive number, I don't need to flip my sign this time. I only flip my inequality sign if I divide by a negative. So my inequality sign gets to stay facing the same direction. Let's graph that. Again, you can put just 1 on your number line, I don't care, as long as you end up with the right shading and the right looking graph. 1 is part of our inequality, so we're going to put a circle on 1. It's going to stay an open circle because it's a regular greater than. Values of n that are greater than 1 are to the right of 1, so we shade to the right on our number line. Hopefully now you're getting the idea of what it's like to solve an inequality. Have a great day.